What's up, guys? Just giving a little preview on the LSU Mississippi State game this weekend. LSU did not look that bad in the Florida State game, although a lot of people have written them off. But when you go back and watch the game, LSU was in Florida State territory all game long. Granted, they were helped by some LSU or by some Florida State penalties that got them there, but they were moving the ball between the 20s the entire game against Florida State. Um, Florida State just their front seven just stood up and made a brick wall whenever LSU got down close to the goal line, and I think part of that is LSU's offensive line. I don't think that they are completely gelled yet. Could not get the running game going very well. They only rushed for 115 yards in the Florida State game, and Jaden Daniels had 64 of them. So when you don't have a running back that can pick up a lot of yards, and you're relying on the passing game, then you're going to run into some trouble against a good team like Florida State is. And I just really feel like they got a bad rap for that game. Florida State is very good this year. They are very good. They're moving in the right direction. LSU is good too. They've got a lot of talent that returned from last year's team. They're going to be fine. I do think they have a lot of things that they need to work on. This is going to be a good game against Mississippi State. Mississippi State this year, they've gone to a more balanced attack, but it's actually more of they have swapped their strength. They are relying on the running game right now. The season stats for Mississippi State right now, they have passed for 389 total yards and rushed for 443 total yards. Will Rogers has thrown for 46 plus pass attempts in a single game. I believe it's 7 times in his career, maybe more than that. It might have just been 7 times last year alone. But he has only thrown 46 total passes this season. He's very efficient this year. He has not turned the ball over. But for Mississippi State to be successful, it's good that they have that running game. I think that balanced attack is going to help them this year more than hurt them. But you also have to pass the ball. You have a guy that is in the top, I know the top 10, possibly the top 5 in passing yards for a career in the SEC. This isn't just Mississippi State. This is the SEC. He is the leading passer of all time in Mississippi State history. So when you have that, you need to rely on him a little bit more and don't just strictly go with the run game. They've been able to get away with it so far this year. You played against Southeast Louisiana and Arizona, but the Arizona game, it nearly came back to bite you. They still ran the ball really well towards the end, but Arizona was keying on that run. And when Mississippi State finally went to the passing game, things started opening up. So you're going to have more of a balanced attack against LSU to have success in this game. Now, one thing that concerns me for both teams is both teams like to run a zone defense for the passing game, and there's nothing wrong with the zone defense. I'm not particularly a fan of it. I like man to man. Yeah, I'm a basketball guy, and a zone defense is good, but a flat out man to man defense, there's nothing like that. And there's so many more things in my opinion, that can go wrong in a zone than playing a man to man. I know in a man, you know, you have that help side in basketball, and if you don't have that, then you can get burned pretty quick. Um, Football is kind of the same way. You know, a lot of teams they'll run like a cover two man. You'll have your two safeties back, kind of sitting in a zone, and if the man gets beat, then you've got that safety over the top to help. Some people just run a straight man to man, adding the safeties in, and have other players running a spy or just coming on a blitz. So, I mean, you've got all different sorts of man defense, but kind of getting off topic there. But both of these teams like to run a zone defense in the passing game, and that's great if you can run it good, but there's also a lot of places that are open. And for quarterbacks like Jaden Daniels and Will Rogers, if you give them that space where they can just fire into the soft spots of the zone, they're going to have success most of the nights. One advantage I see for Mississippi State in this game is I mentioned the LSU offensive line is not particularly strong right now. We saw that against Florida State, which Florida State has a very, very good front seven. Um, I think Mississippi State can get some good pressure in this game. We saw it in the Arizona game. They got some good pressure on the quarterback. They like to send blitzes. I think Mississippi State can have some success in the pass rush. Um, the last I looked, the line was 9.5 on this game. I think that's too much. I think LSU wins this game, but I think 9.5 is a little bit too much. If it was sitting at about 6.5, I think I'd take LSU to cover. But even that might be a little bit too high. I think Mississippi State covers this spread. LSU wins the game. But this could be a very sneaky game this weekend. This could be a Mississippi State upset. We don't know where either of these teams is going to this point. Um, but I mean, what? Tune into this game. It's an 11 o'clock kickoff early in the day. I think this could be a really good ball game. This could go a long way into determining the path that these teams are going on this season. So appreciate you watching. Uh, like and subscribe on the video. If you're on YouTube, if you're on TikTok, give it a like, give it a follow. Check out the Ball Fanatics podcast. Um, Link is in the TikTok bio. Um, we would really love for you to subscribe to the YouTube. We're trying to get our views or our subscribers up so we can go live for you guys on these podcasts and not just have it on Spotify and Apple. So appreciate it. Have a good day. Go Vols.